Guys, I'm Maud and I'm gonna be guiding you through a 15-minute short but active flow where we're gonna play with balance so we can really focus and kind of reduce everything that is overwhelming at the moment in our lives. So join me onto your mat. We'll start at the back of the mat, opening our knees mat distance apart and starting in a nice and grounding child pose. So releasing your hand, your elbow, your forehead onto the mat and starting to connect with your breathing. Making sure that your body is fully relaxed into the mat. You're not tensing your jaws or your legs or your glutes or holding your belly in. Just let everything be relaxed onto the mat. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift ourselves up very slowly, walking the hands towards ourselves, placing them to the back, and inhaling, lifting the hips and opening the chest. Looking in front of you, you can gaze to the sky, but no tension in your neck. And we find child pose again. Very slow and mindful movement, no rush here. We're here to slow the body down and try to slow our minds as well. Inhaling, we'll lift ourselves up, walk the hands, place them on the back, and we lift our hips, open the chest, engage your glutes, and we release. And we find child pose again, releasing everything down. Try to deepen your inhalation and exhalation to really slow everything, all your system. And on the next inhale, we lift ourselves up, engaging your toes, and we're gonna extend our legs. Have your feet hips distance apart or a bit wider if you like. Heavy head, heavy shoulder. The upper body is really trying to touch the floor, totally floppy. And we are nicely stretching the hamstrings here. Bend the knees if it's a bit too much for you. And we're gonna bend the right knee and place the right elbow inside the right knee and create a friction. And we're gonna lift our left arm towards the sky. You can gaze to the sky or to the side or on the floor. We are stretching our muscle, linking our lower body and upper body. And we don't want to create any tension in the neck. So please look to the floor if it's what works for you. You're still stretching your muscle. So no need to put pressure onto the neck. Exhaling, we release and we change sides. So bending the left knee this time, placing the left elbow in, creating really a friction. So the knee is pressing in and the elbow is pressing in as well. And lifting the right arm this time. I always look at the floor because I have some tension in my neck. So it's really important to challenge why you do things, and yeah, looking to the floor is totally fine. Exhaling, we release. Everyone bend their knees slightly and we're going to roll the spine up vertebrae by slow vertebrae, very slowly. Inhaling, arm to the sky, And exhale. We fold forward. Inhaling, we open the chest. And exhale, we're going to walk the hands slowly to the top of the mat, finding our first downward facing dog, which might feel a bit stiff if it's your first downward facing dog of the day or in a long time. So really move as much as you need to. You can bend the knees, you can stretch to the side, or you can stay still if it's what works for you better. Just make sure that your spine is long and that you're not in a position where it's painful. It's fine if it's uncomfortable, but we don't want any pain. And on the next inhale, we look in between our hands, bend the legs, and we bring one leg and the other, meeting our hands. We inhale, we'll lift our back, lengthening the spine, and exhale, we release. Inhaling, lifting ourselves up onto the sky, and exhale, falling forward. So again, the upper body here is heavy. You can have a slight bend in the knees if your hamstrings are a bit too tight. Inhaling, we find our chair pose. So like if you were a chair, send your weight to your heels, really wrapping your abs, your ribs, navel to spine, and we open our chest. Exhaling, we release, and we're gonna place our right knee onto the mat, finding our low lunge. Make it active, so you really want an opposite movement with the front leg pressing down and back, and the back pressing down and forward. We are elongating and stretching our hip flexor here. And exhale, both hands onto the mat. We're gonna sit to the back of the mat and bring the left leg on top of the right one and do a nice twist. Try to have both of your sitting bones on the floor, and option again for your gaze to look back or on the side. And again, there is no right or wrong, so please test and see what works, and maybe if you do that flow again tomorrow, something else gonna work. So it's really important to question why we do things, and listen to our bodies. And exhale, we undo the twist, we extend the left leg, and we find our plank position. So really engaging every muscle of the body, maybe except your face muscle. And we're gonna release our elbow, release our chest, inhaling cobra. Magnetize your elbow. I don't want to see elbows on the side, elbows in. And exhaling, finding downward facing dog. Your head is heavy in between your arms. You can shake it. Yes, shake it now. You can keep bending your legs if you want, or stay still here. Inhaling, we look in between our hands, bend the legs, bring one leg and the other. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, opening the chest. Exhaling, we release. And we inhale, finding our chair pose again. So see how it feels. Maybe it feels a bit different. Exhale, we release. And this time releasing the left knee back. Inhaling, lifting your torso on the top of your hips and making it active. Your legs are really, really engaged here. And on the exhale, releasing the arms, come to sit on the back of the mat. And this time it's the right legs crossed on top of the left one. And we hug that leg, trying to have both sitting bones on the floor and twisting nicely. So you're gonna feel a stretch in your right thigh. So you deepen the stretch as much as you want to. No pain, but discomfort is fine. And you really make sure you elongate the spine. Using your inhale, and on the exhale, you try to see if you can twist a bit deeper. But there is no obligation to do so. It's really just options here. And exhale, we release. We extend the right leg and planting both hands to the top, finding our plank. And here, try to see if you can lower without releasing your knee. Inhaling up dog, so really pressing the mat away, lifting your chest and releasing the shoulder down. And exhaling, finding downward facing dog. We're gonna inhale, right leg up. Exhale, planting the feet. And we're gonna open and find our goddess. So nice hip opener, bit of a squat as well. Arms in cactus, so at 90-degree angle. We're gonna stay there for one breathing. And exhale. And on the inhale, we're gonna place our left hand onto the back of the mat and come into half moon. So we keep opening our hips nicely. It's a balanced posture, so you really need to focus on a point and engage your muscle. And we're gonna add a bit of juicy here. We're gonna crunch. So bringing the right knee into the left one, we inhale. And another one, we exhale. And very slowly, we're gonna unwind and come back to the top of the mat, goddess. And exhale, framing the foot and finding down dog or our vinyasa. So we lower, plank and lower, and inhaling up dog, exhaling downward facing dog. You always have the option to go where your body wants you to go. Bit of a reset in down dog, and we inhale, left leg up, exhale, planting the foot, inhaling, finding goddess. I'm gonna face you. And exhale, we plant the right hand this time, finding our half moon. You can place a hand below a block, below our right hand. And please, please, please use your gaze to stabilize yourself. You can stay there or you can join me and crunch for 3 and 2 and 1. And we inhale, coming back into goddess, framing the foot and finding either vinyasa, so plank, we lower, up dog and down dog, or you can go straight into downward facing dog. Always have the option. We stay here for a couple of breaths. And on the next exhale, releasing our knees, feet in front of you, arms to the side, and we're gonna lower everything down very slowly and be sitting on the mat, be lying on the mat, sorry. We're gonna bring the knees in and we're gonna open our hips. So drawing some circle with your knee. And we keep breathing, of course. And we can change direction. And we're gonna have our arms in cactus, knee to knee, and we're gonna leave the knee full onto the right side and turn our head to the left one. So another nice twist, surrendering onto the mat. Make sure that you have both of your shoulders grounded onto the mat, and you're not retaining the movement on the legs. If you are, it means that it's too much. So you just adjust the position of your legs. Inhaling back to center, and exhale. We leave the knees just fall on the left, and we turn the head on the right. We come back to center, knees in, and then we open and let the body rest onto the mat in Shavasana. 1 minute or maybe a bit more. You can stay there as long as you need. And if you want this practice to end and come back to it a bit later, we're gonna roll to one side very slowly, gracefully, and we're gonna lift ourselves up using our hands, finding a comfortable seated position, whether you can sit on your heels or cross legs. And we're gonna inhale arm to the sky. Exhale, we release. We inhale and exhale. One last time, we inhale and exhale, hands in prayer and bow the head. Namaste. And we release our hands. Hope you enjoyed that class and that it gave you a bit of energy flowing through the body and that you feel lighter in your head as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.